Welcome back to the show. This is Boone Cutler with Tipping Point with Boone Cutler. You're listening to the Saturday show. We've just had on Jeff Reyes, warfighter, producer, director of the movie Invasion. He gave us the down and dirty on kind of who supports him in his life. He gave a lot of thank yous out there. I want to thank him for that, not forgetting the people that are there to support him. One of the biggest people that have been supporting him is Bill Davis. Bill Davis is a warfighter from the Vietnam era, also a former police officer, won the Medal of Valor as a police officer, and he's been the, as Jeff says, his godfather and a pivotal man in his life to get him to this point. I mean, let's just spit it out there, Boone. Spit it out. He's the guy that he looks up to, and we've got Bill Davis on the radio right now. Bill, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you tonight.
As I understand it, you are the seasoned veteran in the film business over there, more than 30 years. You know what? I really don't have a lot to say to you other than thank you, because it seems like the influence you've had with Jeff has led him to this point, and he's making big plays not only in the film industry but also in the warfighter community. So before we even ask you any questions, I want to say thank you very much. Where does your motivation come from to be that type of mentor?
Well, I suppose when I was growing up, from the time I can remember, my father was an old man. He was 50 years old when I was born. So growing up, I really didn't have much of a dad myself. So when I became involved in the Boy Scout program and later on the Explorer Scout program back in 1967, and I met Jeff there. I just immediately clicked with him. He has that type of personality and that drive, that sometimes you recognize a drive inside of people that they're going to be successful. And then after a few years, he just decided he was going to join the Army. And then that's when I started worrying, because I have another son who's over in Afghanistan now on his 7th tour.
Wow.
With Special Forces. So we're kind of a military group here. And Jeff has he's done the deed. He's fought the war. He's fought the good fight, and now he's coming back. He's back here where he belongs, and I'm just proud to even know him, let alone be considered his mentor.
We got a question here from Nate, the producer. He was a DoD contractor in Iraq, and he's also highly impressed with what you have to say. He's got a question for you. Go ahead, Nate.
So, according to Jeff, I talked to him earlier to schedule the show and stuff, and he had mentioned that you own a company called Tactical Edge. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Basically, it's an entertainment company. It comprises a whole area of property masters, I should say, people who supply everything from guns to jewelry to, you name it. We supply everything to the motion picture industry. And that's kind of like what we do. We just we do things that are different, and we work in the entertainment industry. We also provide technical advising and military consulting.
So let's boil that down. From a guy, you're talking. Today we have two people on the show that both did their time in war but came back and ended up in a very unlikely field for warfighters, and you've both been able to find successful employment doing that. I know you work with Tim Abell. Tim Abell is a friend of ours. He's a great guy. He's also done the same thing on the actor side of it. What do you have to say as a mentor to other warfighters that are transitioning from the active duty into the civilian community, and they want to get into some form of entertainment in Hollywood? Because we kind of look at it from the outside and say, Hollywood isn't very friendly to us. It's a bunch of dirty liberals over there, and they don't like us, so we hate them too. And it's kind of a closed-minded mentality. I'll admit to that. So how do you have what do you recommend? The mindset to other warfighters who want to transition and do what you're doing and do what Jeff is doing?
Don't find people like you or like yourself. Find people who appreciate and respect you as an individual and what you have done with your life thus far. If you get in with people, like-minded people, or people who appreciate what you've done, you can't go wrong.
That sounds fantastic. Thanks for coming on the show. Do me a favor. Will you come back on another segment and please tell us more about you and your business and how you transitioned? Would you do that for us?
I'd be happy to. Call me anytime.
That sounds great, Bill. You stay safe, brother.
You do the same.
All the way. Out here.